Hey, you got a minute? Let's talk about the 7 articles of the Constitution. So first off, we're going to look at all 7 articles, and the easy way to remember them, you have Article 1, 2, and 3 are simply the 3 branches of government. Article 4 talks about state relations because under the Articles of Confederation, the states were fighting. 5 is how to amend the Constitution. 6 makes it the supreme law of the land. And 7 explains how to ratify. So as we look at Article 1 talks all about Congress. And it consists of the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. And their primary job is to make laws. To be a member of the House of Representatives, you have to be 25 years old. To be a member of the Senate, you have to be 30. Next is Article 2 talks about the presidency, and you have to be 35 years old and a natural born citizen to be the president. You're elected by the Electoral College. The founders argued if it should be by popular vote or if the state should choose, and they came up with a system called the Electoral College where each state gets the same number of votes as the number of representatives they send to the House and the Senate. They are the commander-in-chief of the military, and they have the ability to make treaties with other countries by and with consent of the Senate, so they can't do anything just by themselves. And they are also slated in the Constitution to give a State of the Union or explain how the country is going once a year. Next is the Supreme Court. Now, when it talks about original jurisdictions, there's certain cases that the Supreme Court will take right away, right off the bat. So if that deals with another country or in between states, it's going to act like that parent figure and have original jurisdiction. The other thing the Supreme Court does, other than interpreting the laws, is it will settle disputes between lower courts. So if 2 courts are in conflict with something, the Supreme Court will step in and solve that dispute. Next, we talk about state relations. And under the Articles of Confederation, states were arguing about everything. They were arguing about taxes, they were arguing about trade, about borders. Article 4 of the Constitution solves all those problems. Again, kind of standing in like a parental figure. Talks about privileges and immunities of citizens, which means if you have rights in one state, you carry those rights off to another state. It also has a system in place to bring new states into the union, and it also guarantees that every state will be a republic, which means we have elected officials, not a direct democracy, not a dictatorship, but a republic. Article 5 is one of the most brilliant parts of our government, and it allows us to change it, but it can't be changed for light or transient causes like it talks about in the Declaration of Independence. To propose an amendment, there needs to be 2/3 of Congress or 2/3 of a convention of states to propose the amendment, and then to ratify it, they need 3/4 of those state legislatures or those convention of states. Article 6 makes the Constitution the supreme law of the land. No laws can be made by any state or federal, county, city legislatures that go against the U.S. Constitution. And Article 7 is how to ratify. So the founders decided if they could get 9 of 13 states, which would be about 3/4 to ratify, that would be enough to make the U.S. Constitution the supreme law of the land. Now, if you're wondering how on earth do you remember these, I have something simple for you. And that is Article 1, 2, 3 are the 3 branches of government. 4 is for fighting because the states were fighting under the Articles of Confederation. Article 5, I raise my hand if I want to change something in class. So I raise my hand for Article 5 to make an amendment. 6 is supreme. It's the supreme law of the land. And 7 is to certify, approve, or ratify. So there it is. There's the 7 articles of the Constitution. Oh, time's up. I'll see you next time when you've got a minute.